Welcome back to Super Talk Outdoors from the Open Seasons Property Studio. I really enjoyed that conversation with Lake Pickle. We're so lucky and fortunate to have people like him and Jordan Blissett and others in this state that are singing Mississippi's praises to the world. It's exciting, and we'll continue to have them back time and time again. Listen, are you looking to purchase a perfect piece of hunting property, upgrade your farm equipment, or have you been dreaming of owning your slice of heaven out in the country? Look no further than Mississippi Land Bank for your financing needs. For more than 100 years, farming families and landowners in North Mississippi have turned to Mississippi Land Bank for all kinds of financial solutions, whether it's for land, equipment, or livestock. For more information, visit mslandbank.com or go by and see one of their friendly staff at any of their offices. Mississippi Land Bank. Love to have them as a sponsor of Super Talk Outdoors. Now let's shift gears and move over to the commander of the Mississippi Department of Wildlife, Fisheries, and Parks Special Response Team, someone who's been on the show before. He's been with the department for 18 years and got stories to tell. But anyway, Stephen Westerfield. How you doing, Stephen?
Doing great. Thank you for having me.
It's good to see you. Listen, for people who have not heard our previous conversations, give them a feel for what is the Special Response Team.
Yeah, sure. So part of our team is 50 officers, made up of 50 officers. We just recently added the K9 team, which is 4 officers and 4 K9s. And in the process right now of wrapping up the dive team, so it'll be a 10-officer dive team as well, all part of responding to local, county, and state agencies' requests for help. So that's what we do, travel all parts of Mississippi and then reach out to other states in need.
Yeah, listen, I had Larry Primo on recently, and he's been on the show a couple of times. But the K9 unit, as Lake was saying during the break, the K9 unit has done some really good work in a very short period of time. And in fact, we're trying to raise money through the Foundation for Mississippi Wildlife, Fisheries, and Parks, raise as much money as possible so they can continue the training and maybe even expand that team. Caring for those dogs, training. I mean, it's a 24-hour, 7-day commitment that each of these guys has, but we're lucky to have that unit as part of your team, aren't we?
Absolutely. So it's been a great asset when we looked at a need for Mississippi where we were lacking as far as the state. That asset there to help not only with wildlife detection, but search and rescue efforts is just a huge thing. So happy to have them, and hopefully, yes, we can expand on that team in the future.
Yeah. Hey, Stephen, where are you sitting right now?
I'm at headquarters. Yeah.
I have been there one time. I went to a commission meeting a few months ago, okay, and I was super impressed. I'd heard about it, seen pictures of it, but that's really a special headquarters, isn't it?
I enjoy it. Yes, sir, we do. I just stopped in for the show today. We're assisting with the state fair, so trying to wrap that up tonight. And so I stopped in to talk to y'all this morning.
Hey, so listen, when you think of these storms coming through America, whether it be Helene or Milton, the damage it did to people's property, and it took too many lives, and I mean, just a catastrophe. And then, of course, the wildlife impact is dramatic as well. Do you guys get involved in any of those disasters?
Yes, sir, we do. So Florida reached out on the EMAC side. So it's EMAC, just a assistance compact when the affected state needs some more resources for that storm. They will reach out to all 50 states and see if there's anybody willing to come over and assist.
Hey, let me add real quick before you say that. That system is an absolutely incredible system. So each of the emergency management teams in each of the states, they are constantly assessing what their needs are if they've been hit in some way or another. And then they go into this system and they say, okay, we need this. We need more utility people. We need help in law enforcement. We need help. We need more helicopters. We need bulldozers. I mean, it could be any list of things. Then governors from each of the other states that are not hit will go in and say, okay, Governor Reeves will go in and say, I can send some National Guard units, or I can send a helicopter or two or whatever it might be. It is really an incredible system, and all politics go to the wayside when the disaster hits, and every governor in the United States is focused on what can they do, what resources do they have that can come to bear in a place like Florida or Georgia or South Carolina or especially North Carolina. So when you guys go into that system, you see there's a special need. Why don't you pick it up from there?
Yeah, absolutely. So the most recent was obviously Florida, and so they were asking for law enforcement assistance. So after a storm comes through, a lot of power outages, things like that. So traffic and day-to-day things need to still happen. So they reach out and see if we can assist. We offered 20 officers, and unfortunately, they didn't need us, but that's a good thing because that means the impact of the storm wasn't as bad. So always a great thing on that. Currently, right now, I'm going to be in a meeting after this show to look if we can reach out and assist North Carolina with the same effort. So always a process to reach out and help a neighboring state because you never know when the state of Mississippi needs a return in favor. So.
That's for sure. And then when you think about what happens in this state, I mean, Mississippi is no stranger to disasters, whether it be floods or tornadoes or hurricanes. You guys have a lot of experience in sort of parachuting into situations like that, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. So the last one we pre-staged up for Hurricane Francine, another storm that kind of calmed down right before it came into Mississippi. So another positive thing for our state, but we were willing and ready. We had 12 officers down there just in case we received any calls of assistance. And like I said, luckily we did not. So
that is so cool. So you're going to add a diver aspect to what you do.
We are. So it'll be a 10 officer team. They can let Tim Golson touch more on the specifics of it, but yeah, they'll be able to help local and state request on diving as far as crime scene recovery, maybe a missing person, things like that. So another thing that we can reach out and help locals that don't have that resource.
Yeah, listen, as a former paramedic, I can tell you, I've been around situations that required divers to be part of recovery or whatever the situation might be, and that's a tough job. It takes a special person to do that job, and I can assure you that's a team that will be used by the state of Mississippi. That is for sure. Hey, listen, Stephen, what does a day in the life of Stephen Westerfield look like?
Well, here in the last month has been pretty busy with our storms, and then like I said, the state fair has been a 2-week event where we provide officers for security and also drone support. So just kind of a bird's eye view of what's going on each night, day and night. So kind of had my time over there at the state fair, and yeah.
Yes, I mean, as a state fair in Mississippi has become one major event, hasn't it?
It has. It's a great thing for the state and the city of Jackson. So always proud to be a part of it and help out any way we can here with the Department of Wildlife.
I mean, it's a reminder of our roots, for goodness sake, man. I mean, get farmers and others coming in from all over the state, coming together and celebrating what they do, and then people going there just to enjoy either observing or riding rides or listening to music. And I mean, really, it's a fair that hits on just about every cylinder, and it's great to see that you guys are involved in it. Hey, so this time of year, what is it you like to do in the outdoors?
Yeah, so not much has changed since the last time I talked to you on that. It's bass fishing with my father. Like I said, he retired last year, so been fortunate enough to go out, get on the boat with him, take my oldest daughter, and just have a good time when we're not here at work. So always enjoy bass fishing.
Are you doing state lakes, or are you doing private lakes? What do you like to do the most?
Yeah, so mainly private lake, but yeah, any time I can get a chance, I'm going. So I actually had the rod and reel down at Percy Quinn when we got pre-stage down there when we had a little time, just trying to get a little fishing in anytime I can.
So you can just about guarantee when you hit the road, there's going to be a rod somewhere in your truck, huh?
Try to, always.
I can't tell you, my son Jordan is a lot like that. You know, if we go somewhere and he doesn't have his rod, I can literally in my mind picture him standing on the side of the shore, looking out over the lake, depressed, thinking, why did I leave my rod at home? I've seen that
Absolutely.
more times than I can tell you. Of course, these days, now that he's got kids, he's pretty quick to put the rod in the truck and make sure that he enjoys that. Hey, listen, when we come back on the other side, we'll continue our conversation with Stephen Westerfield. We'll see you after this break. Welcome back to Super Talk Outdoors from the Open Season Property Studio. Listen, in a world where honesty and dependability are rare, Austin Seals and Jordan Blissett at Open Season Properties stand out with their commitment to integrity and hard work. With a background in agriculture science, marketing, and hunting land development, this team offers a real service that is something you can rely on when buying or selling real estate. Whether it's your family property or your first piece of ground, they understand the significance of every single transaction. Specializing in recreational land, poultry farms, investment properties, farm and timber lands, and more, they are here, to meet all your real estate needs. Give Austin Seals and Jordan Blissett at Open Season Properties a call today and experience the difference. Hey, listen, we're visiting with Captain Stephen Westerfield. He's the commander in charge of the Special Response Team at the Mississippi Department of Wildlife, Fisheries, and Parks. Hey, Stephen, at the beginning of the show, I reminded people about why the outdoors is so important to Mississippi. It's not just a place to live, but it's literally a way of life. I mean, you get a chance to connect with people all over the state. The outdoors in Mississippi kind of defines us, doesn't it?
It absolutely does.
And you have the opportunity to work with people at Mississippi Department of Wildlife, Fisheries, and Parks who really have dedicated their lives to making sure we protect it for future generations. Give me a sense of what it's like to work there and be surrounded by so many dedicated people.
Yeah, so like you said, dedication is what it takes. I'm happy to work at this department for 18 years. When it comes to our team, our officers are stationed, they got their original county that they work answering calls within that region. But also they go a step above and answer calls 24/7 with me. So if we get a call out for the city or our county to come assist with an amber alert or silver alert, something like that, we're gone in the middle of the night. Could be days, sometimes weeks before we can come back with our families. So it's not only our employees here, but their families as well that's dedicated to it. So yeah.
We're there at the headquarters, man. One of the things that I was impressed with when I was there is watching how active the leadership is, watching, even the administrative staff of the folks who work in the building, how everybody's working together to support the need to protect, not only just from a safety point of view, people who are out there enjoying the outdoors, but also the conservation part of it. I mean, there's wide buy-in to the role that the department plays in the state, isn't there?
Absolutely.
Listen, I close every show talking about how important safety is, but some of the most tragic accidents happen with some of the most experienced outdoorsmen and women. They just kind of drop their guard for a second. When you're talking to people, what's your message about don't ever forget to put safety first?
Yeah, so that is correct. I mean, it's a sport here, and people are having fun. So it's all about having fun first, and we let our guard down just for that split second, and that's why they call them accidents, and they're unfortunate to happen. But just remember that put the safety first, and whether if that's putting on a hunter orange, wearing your tree stand, safety strap, harnessed, uh, safe zones of fire, things like that. Just always have that in the front of your mind first, and then we can have fun on the back side of it. And it's all about coming home safe to the family at night. So that's what I would tell them.
Stephen, how many times have you been on a scene of an accident and just shook your head and said, man, this was so preventable?
Yeah. So every single one of them through 18 years could have been prevented. And it's unfortunate part of this job. I never thought about that signing on when I first came on as a young man to see that. I never thought about that. But 18 years later, yeah, it's a sad reality that those things can happen, but they are preventable. So as long as we look at it first on the safety part of it, make sure those ducks are in a row, it's all fun in the end. So,
it's interesting. Well, all the stands these days come with a safety strap, and if you can buy special safety straps if you want to, that fit a little bit better and a little bit easier to put on. The safety ropes are easy to install, and they're not very expensive. I would think that anyone who has responsibility like I do for hunting on farms should put a safety rope on every single stand and require everybody to have a safety strap on. And the cost associated with that versus literally changing someone's life for the rest of their life. Just think about the trade-off there. It's what we need to do. But anyway, thanks for making that point, Stephen. It's been a pleasure to spend some time with you today, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely. Same here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, this has been Stephen Westerfield. He has such an important responsibility with the special response team here in Mississippi for the Mississippi Department of Wildlife, Fisheries, and Parks. Listen, have a great day, and always put safety first. God bless you, and we will see you next week.